Hello, excuse me. Hello, hello. All of a sudden my voice disappeared. Good morning. Today is hump day. Whoop, whoop. My name is Debbie Danford with Craftier Creations at blogspot.com or .blogspot.com. Today I wanted to show you a cute little card. Simple, easy to make, but isn't it so pretty? I just love how it turned out. On Saturday, I did my catalog kickoff party, and we used the Nature's Sweetness set of stuff. This is out of the new mini catalog, and if you don't have a catalog yet or don't have a demonstrator, just shoot me a message, and I will be more than happy to get one sent to you. But we used all of these products, both sets of these stamp sets that kind of coordinate together on Saturday. But today I'm just going to use the Lovely and Sweet. But this one here just screams to me, well, both of them combined together actually, like collage type stamping, which we did do a card like that. And I'm really thinking these would make a great one sheet wonder. So that might be coming soon too. But this is just an awesome, awesome set, a suite that just, the paper is just stunning. Anyway, and right now, along with the mini catalog that's going on, we have a celebration going on, which means you get free product when you order. So if you order over 50, we have several different products you can choose from: DSPs, stamps, bling, all kinds of stuff. And then if you order over 100, you have a couple different choices here of single stamp set and a stamp set with a very cute embossing folder that you can get. And right now we also have an awesome joining offer. So you can, it's $99 plus tax. You get free shipping anytime you join. And you can either, so you get $125 in product, $99 it costs you, $125 in product. And then you can either add on this beautiful glass mat that's right here that you see I am using. And yes, this little streak right here is from my my overhead lights, but it hasn't seemed to be too much of an issue, so I don't worry too much about it. Or you can get an extra $30 in product, which would mean you would pay $99 and get $155 in free product, which would be awesome. Either way, it's an awesome deal. Okay, so enough about all of that. Let's get started on what we're going to make today. So I have already pre-die cut a couple pieces. So this is from the Deckled Circles, and this one's from the Nested Essentials, and I did this one out of vellum. And then I pre-die cut a few of the leaves, and that actually comes from this set of dies that coordinates with the Lovely and Sweet. So it was just a couple of these dies right here that I die cut out of the vellum, because I felt like the vellum kind of softened this up. But as you can see, there's some awesome extra dies that come with it, and then these coordinate I'm thinking a minute that this is the actual dies that go with the other set, because these are not the dies that go here. See, they go together now, but I'm double thinking so yes, so these dies here actually coordinate with the other stamp set, with this stamp set, which is not the one we're using today because we're going to use this one. So this stamp set here actually has coordinating dies that go with it too. Whew, I was confused there on my own for a minute. Okay, but just wanted to show that. And let's put this aside, and we are going to go ahead and get started, except Debbie forgot to cut a couple things, but we're going to really quick pull that in because I have it right here. So just give me 2 seconds. Can't believe I did that. And I really did think I was all ready to go, which I was very close. So we're going to cut this at 5.5, and then we'll score it at 4 1/4. And this will be our card base. Okay. See, that was easy peasy. All right. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to, the only ink colors we're using, we're going to use Versamark to stamp this big leaf flower. It's got a few flowers on it, mostly leaves, but it's very pretty. So we're going to stamp it here, and then I kind of went off and stamped a little bit over here. And then we're going to do some blending with, I'm a blue person. I really like blues, but I do try to get away from using my favorite colors. But today I am using my favorite colors. We're going to use the Misty Moonlight and the Boho Blue. And we're going to emboss with white embossing powder. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm just going to ink this up with Versamark. And I'm just going to come right down here in this corner. Now it's going to be hard to see what I've stamped because when you stamp with the Versamark, it's clear. So I don't know if you can even see that, if you could see the reflection. There's that part of it. And then I decided to just come over here and do just like a little bit down in this corner. Now, if you wanted to, you could do the whole card. You could go around in a circle, or you could just, you know, do the whole card if you wanted to. Okay, set that aside. Let's close our lid there. Now, what we're going to do is bring in our little tray here. Bring in our embossing powder. Now, if you're one that likes to use the embossing buddy, you would have put this down first. I always forget. As you see, I even forgot today. So I'm not one that uses it as often, but if you are one that likes to use an embossing buddy, you know, you want to put that down first. And I promise I will try to get better about using the embossing buddy. I tell everybody about it after the fact, because I always forget to use it. So we have this awesome tray that comes with these tweezers. And I'll show you, it also comes with this little tiny brush that you can use to, there. So this is what it looks like when we have our white, I don't know if you can see that in the video. I'm trying to see. Nah, not really yet. So let's go ahead and set this down here. And you probably can't even see what's on my, where I stamped off a little bit, that Versamark, and I'll show you how I clean it up with this glass mat. It's awesome. But let's go ahead and clean up our embossing powder first so we don't have a mess anywhere. And then we have, here's our little awesome brush. I use it to clean this tray out. But it's also great if you need to clean off any extra little flakes of embossing powder that maybe are on your card in places you don't want. But it works great for this too. Okay, so there's that. So let's put this away so it's not in our way. And there's a couple other pieces that come with this, and I will show you at the end. I forgot to pull those out. But real quick, what I'm going to do is I just take my little chamois kind of wipe up what's right there just so I don't get it in places that I don't want it. And then I just take a paper towel, wipe it really quick. All right. So now it'll get loud just a little for a little bit because we're going to turn the embossing gun on. I always heat mine up just a little bit before I start embossing. And I emboss from the back first. I kind of heat up my paper. It helps to prevent the curling that you see going on. And if you don't want to hold it, you can use your tweezers, because in this case we have lots of room up here. Okay, so now I'm going to flip it over, and now you should be able to start seeing how it embosses. I know it's hard when you're white on white. Okay, almost done with this part. And I apologize if my phone rings. I forgot to put it on silent. And I'll tell you, my husband is notorious for calling But I had already hit the live button and I didn't want to cancel that and then start over. Okay. That was when I realized I had forgot to put it on silent. So I think you can see that. Sorry, I had to grab a Kleenex. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but you'll see it in a minute. Okay, so that part's done. Now I always kind of tilt it, make sure I've embossed all parts of it. And if you run your finger over it, you know, you have to be careful because if there's a spot you missed, you'll rub it off. But usually you can tell by looking at it. Okay. Now I'm going to take Boho Blue and Misty Moonlight. And I always start with the lighter color. So in this case, it'll be the Boho Blue. I have this one labeled. This is the small version of our blending brushes. And then this is the larger version. I like both. I love doing Emboss Resist. I like blending ink colors. I just think it's a great way to add texture and color to any card. And you very rarely will see me do a pure white card. Even though I see them and I think they're awesome, I just have a hard time doing them because I like adding color. I always say you start off the edge when you're going to start adding ink. And the nice thing about having this glass mat is you've got ink right there on the side that you can keep picking up. And I go around my edge first because I know I don't want to leave. Actually, we're going to trim this piece down. So I'm going to show you something here in a minute. I forgot it's not the right size. We're going to trim it down to 3 3/4 by 5. See, I started before I was really ready. I was just getting so excited. And as you see, I'm kind of adding a little bit up here. I don't want this to be pure white. And we're going to trim a little bit off a couple edges. I should just do that before we get too far along here so that we don't have to go back and add ink to the edge. I want it to be 3 3/4 by 5, and I know this is 4 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and we're going to cut here down to 5, and let's cut the 3 3/4 off this side. Okay. Now, let's finish, because we want to make sure now we go back up here and where we cut off of. Okay, a little bit there. Now let's go in with the little bit darker color, the Misty Moonlight. Remember, start off on your glass or your blotter paper or whatever you use. And now I'm coming in to make sure I'm really getting that embossed area. So it's really going to darken that up a little bit. And that's what I want it to do. Because see how this pops out now? And I like the little bit of shading with the white showing through. Now, to make it really pop, then you take a paper towel or a Kleenex and you wipe off that embossed area so that you don't have ink sitting on top of that. Now, real quick here, I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to darken that up just a little bit right there. Okay. So there's that. Pretty. Isn't it so pretty? All right. Now what we're going to do. So my card here, I used the congratulations. And this was from the stamp set we're using, the Lovely and Sweet. I ended up die cutting a circle this time. And I wanted to use a happy birthday. Or actually, I think I'm going to just pull out. I'm going to do, just wanted to say thanks out of here. I was going to do happy birthday, but I think we'll do this one right here. Because this will fit. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and put this one on a block. Just want to make sure it's straight. Now, sometimes if you want to double check if it's straight, I flipped it. This is my back side. And I'm going to stamp it in the Misty Moonlight. Yeah, we're good. I really think I need to ink up my Misty Moonlight because I've been blending with it because it is a little light. There we go. There's that. And that's pretty much all the stamping here we're going to do, because then we're going to layer these things together. All right, so let's pull in, whoops, that's my extra piece. Let me clean up my little spot here really quick. And see how fast that just cleans up? Dry it off with our paper towel. And we're good to go. Before I close up my inks, what I'm going to do is take a 4 by 5 1/4 piece for the inside, and I'm going to take, and I'll show you what I did here on this one. I just stamped it and then did a little bit of blending. So I'm kind of going to do the same thing. You don't have to emboss. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And I'm not even inking up the whole thing. I'm only inking up part of it. Just like that. And I can just bring in my paper towel really quick there. And then I took the boho blue and just added a little bit of color right here. Now, I don't stamp a phrase on the inside normally when I'm making a card, unless it coordinates with maybe what is being said on the outside. I wait till I'm using the card, and then I either just handwrite my note or I put a phrase on it. So here's our layering piece of Misty Moonlight. And what we're going to do here is we're going to attach a little bit of the boho blue ribbon first. And let's find that. So here's our boho blue ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and get some adhesive down. And I went a little off the edge. If you go off the edge too close, you just fold it over a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to attach a piece of ribbon. I'm not one to wrap it around because I don't feel like you should be wasting ribbon on the back side that nobody sees. Somewhere I have ribbon scissors here. And I always add a little extra over top of the edge of the ribbon, just my little quirk. As you see, I had to use, this is a leftover piece from something that I die cut from, but it still works. I always try to die cut out of the center of your layer if it coordinates with something. Okay, so let's put that down there. And then let's go ahead and we're going to add, this is going to be our card front here. So let's go ahead and add that, and then we'll decorate the front. And you'll see how quick and easy this card came together. Even though we did emboss resist, we did some blending. Did a lot of extra stuff on it, but it still went very quickly. Okay, there's that. Now, let's go ahead and put this stuff together. So I'm going to just, remember this was the back side. I press too hard when I use the adhesive, and that's why it sometimes pulls paper off. I'm too firm with it, I guess. Okay, so there's that part. Now, what I did with these, if you notice, they have like a little bit of the Misty Moonlight or boho blue. You could use either one. So what I did there is I took an old Wink of Stella. Don't ever throw away your Wink of Stellas when they're kind of getting down to not much in them, because you can either add a re-inker color to them and then you would get a little sparkle with whatever that color is, or I just used it. Now there is still some left in here. just not a lot. So what I did with this one is I just took the little tip and just barely took the corner of it in the Misty Moonlight, and then just painted the Winka Stella and a little bit of the Misty Moonlight on here. And it's just a great way to recycle these old ones. Don't throw them away. There's always something to be done with these. I'm not going to go all the way down because I know some of that's going to be colored or covered. And I love Winka Stella. Can't ever use enough Winka Stella sometimes. And I don't use it on every card, don't get me wrong, but I do like it. It adds just a little bit of texture to something. And then this is a great way to add a little bit of color too. I know leaves aren't blue, but in stamping, anything goes, right? But you could do this card here in any color combo you wanted, honestly. And I'm sure it would look awesome in any color combo. I just had blues out because I was working on another project. And I thought, you know what? Sometimes you just go with what's on your desk. Or I do anyway. All right. There. Doesn't that look pretty? Okay. Lid. Okay, there's that. So now let's finish our assembly here. So let's add a little bit of adhesive so we can tuck these guys underneath wherever you want them. And I die cut 3. I wasn't sure if I was going to use all 3. I think I only used 2 last time, but I think I will this time. And then we're going to add, of course, some dimensionals. And my pack is just about empty. So I'm probably going to be cutting some apart. Because you can use the whole thing on your dimensionals. Every little scrap piece works great. So as you see what I do here, and I take old scissors that you don't care if they get sticky stuff on them. You know, don't use your ribbon scissors to do this, that's for sure. And we'll put one more right there. Okay, so there's our dimensionals. And then I just pop the tops off here. Okay. Oops. Well, I just can't seem to get rid of those now. And I kind of stuck this down here. I mean, you can stick it wherever you want, clearly. Kind of like it right there. Now, if you notice, I only put the dimensionals behind the white circle. You don't want to put them out here because then they will show through on your vellum. But adding vellum to your cards just softens things up. Now, let me add my ribbon, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do here to glue those down a little bit. And it's pretty simple. I just take our multi-purpose green glue and just add a little bit behind it on some of those. Okay, so there's our half bow on that. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you here, just to make sure my glue is there so I don't get like a big blob like that came out, because you don't want a big blob. So this is all I'm doing. And I could have added a little bit of glue before I put these down, but it's pretty simple to just add some where you want it behind some of these flowers here, or leaves. Sorry, not flowers. And remember with the green glue, less is more, because I see a couple spots it's going to squirt out, and I don't want it to do that. And then I literally just push it down and see what pops up. And it's okay if some of them pop up. You just don't want all of them to pop up. Or when you go to put in an envelope, it will cause some issues. Okay, so there's that part. I'm going to flip it so we can add our inside piece. Well, I wish I had an envelope sitting here, and then I would show you what I would do with the envelope. I didn't bring one out. So there's our inside. Okay, there's that. Just going to fold this over. Somewhere I have a bone folder. There's that. Now we want to add a little bling bling. Always got to add blingity bling. Now first I was going to use the iridescent pearls because I felt like it was, you know, kind of a fancy type card. At least it's got that fancy look. But then I thought the boho blue bling we have, and this is from the Daisy something set. It's in the annual catalog. Can't remember what it was actually called. But I had some of the boho blue that were in here, and I thought this would be perfect. So let's put one there. Just going to use a couple little ones. And there we go. And that's it. There's our wonderful, beautiful card. This looks like it's a little crooked. Oh, I already glued it down. It's fine, Debbie. It's fine. Okay, there we go. So there's our card we just did. Here was my original. They both are awesome. I think they both are just so pretty. It's just a nice way to, easy way to make a card. So yes, so thank you so much for joining me today. Real quick before I go, here is the other two pieces that come with the glass mat. If you decided to do this, you get the silicone mat that holds the ink spots, but you could do blending on here. You could keep your brushes laying on here so they weren't falling all over. There's so many uses for this. And then it does come with a big, large chamois, which I will probably cut down. I just have been using my other chamois, which works really well too. But this one is a little bit thinner, but and bigger, which is nice. But I will probably cut it down. I like cutting mine down because then they last longer. They go further. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. If you don't have a demonstrator, don't have a catalog, I would be more than happy to help you. Just, give me a shout out. And please, please, please share the video. Share it with everybody. I would love to pick up other customers and people watching my videos. So thank you so much. Talk to y'all later. Bye.